Many years ago, in the good old days, I was in a nightclub, as I often was. And on the dance floor was this older guy, he's maybe about 60, 70 years old. He was really out of place because, no one in there was older than 25. We were all kids having a great time. But this guy was really old. He was on the dance floor. He's jumping and dancing around, flirting with the girls, having a good time. And I remember my friend nudging me and saying, "That's you, that, when you're his age." And I looked back at him and I said, "Yeah, probably is." Because I could never imagine being a person who wouldn't want to be in a nightclub on a dance floor having a good time. How wrong I was. My name's Mike Dawson. I'm the author of Quit Your Diet, Think to Shrink. And if you're done with yo-yo diets, calorie counters, meal plans, then you're in the right place, because I'm here to help you develop a 14-day plan to quit diets forever. Lifetime membership on my site is free right now, and you will never pay if you jump in right now. Also, you'll get access to all the downloads, PDFs, and zip files to support your journey to freedom from diets forever. I also popped a link around here somewhere for my quiz, which is a 12-question quiz that can help you determine the level of your weight problem and the level of the best fix. That guy in the nightclub actually got to be a person of some age, and he ain't into nightclubs anymore. In fact, I can't think of anything worse that I would like to do anymore. And today, we're going to talk about what can happen to us. How do we develop into our future selves? And most importantly, how we can become our future selves now, you crazy kids, you. So I know that my past self's probably quite embarrassed by me in many respects. If we met, I have a really calmer life now. In fact, I'd have to tell him, "Hey, future self, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've got some bees and I ride my bike and I live in France." In fact, even the things I've done would probably blow his mind, such as writing books. I was an FM radio presenter for years, produced plays, films. He'd be pretty blown away by some of that and probably wouldn't believe it. Put yourself in that same scenario. If you're fairly young, you probably have little idea how much you're going to change in the next 5 to 10 years. You can change political views, you can live in different countries and have totally different priorities in such a short space of time. Now, in my book, Quit Your Diet, we talk a lot about future you, because we're quitting diets and removing this embedded behavior, kind of from an embedded person, if you like. It's a program we've followed for years, and you can't change that unless you become someone else, someone with slightly different priorities and ideas about yourself. So if you agree, then suddenly you've got to make decisions based on the future you and not the present you. The present you knows exactly what to do. Find the new diet, obsess over food, and then fail. As I said in the last video, it's just our plan. But once we agree that somewhere there's a different person like me in that nightclub, then we can play some kind of conscious part in who that person will be. Now we hold all the cards because we can make changes. So let me ask you a crazy question. Let's suppose tonight, while you were asleep, a miracle happens. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, the problems of your life is exactly how you want it to be. It's become the future that you want. But you don't know about this because you were asleep. You don't know the miracle has happened. So what's the first thing you're going to notice that's going to tell you something's changed, something's different? What's going to happen as you go through your day? What are people going to say that's different? How will you feel? What will the significant others say? And as the day rolls on, what are the things that are going to give the game away and tell you that this miracle has occurred? Now, this question sounds really simplistic and odd, but actually I think it's got a hidden secret. It oversteps every obstacle. Our usual train of thought is to see obstacles, but in this scenario, we can't, because it's a miracle. We were asleep when it happened, so we can't put obstacles in the way. And that's why when you do my course or read my book, I insist that you fill out your own miracle question and ask some deeper questions. Let's say we're talking about being free from diets. So you may feel lighter in the morning. You may feel more energetic. That first morning, you feel free. People might notice how upbeat you are with this weight lifted from your shoulders. And you start to realize, just like thousands of others that have been diet free, it doesn't need you to be a supermodel or a buff athlete. It simply means that your food obsession's gone away. And now you think about things differently. Your daily focus it's now you're thinking about the grandkids, the lawn, the meeting friends, new hobbies. Your hobby is no longer how many calories you're taking or food or meal plans. This is future you. And in Benjamin Hardy's book, Being the Future You, he talks about how you can be that person now. And I kind of agree with him. And the reason I agree is because, as a therapist, my natural next question to my client when they have described their miracle day, and the miracle day, we call it a 10 out of 10 day. It's absolutely 10 out of 10. So we'd ask him, when were you last closest to that 10 out of 10? This might be, I went to stay at my mum's for a while. I was in a different place with good food, lots of activity, no work stress. So that was a 6. That's good. Another question might ask, what number would you need if you were happy enough? Because after all, none of us expect 10 out of 10 from life. And you might say 8. So now you can see the distance between 6 and 8 is much less of a hurdle. And now we want to explore ways in which we can edge closer to our miracle day and the future that we want. So when I train social workers, police officers, or anyone I've worked with, the question seems kind of off the wall and they expect that, they're going to get silly answers, such as win the lottery, daft things like that. But actually with real clients, this has never, ever happened because they take it in perspective. And I hope that you will too. Another interesting thing about this question is I found that people want things so much simpler than you would imagine. Maybe just the freedom from the diet guilt and this constant idea of trying to get over this huge challenge, just to be free from this mental weight around your neck. I know you can do it because millions already have. All they do is become a little different. And just like the subjects of this video, they make decisions for the future self now. So that kid in that nightclub was me. Would never believe the way I turned out to be today. And you wouldn't believe who your future self will be. So what's so powerful about this idea is you and me and everyone else can't always know what future self will be. But shouldn't we try and guide ourselves rather than sitting and believing that things don't change, nothing changes, and you're not going to change? I'm going to find the miracle questionnaire that I did. I'm going to leave it around here somewhere. It's a way of thinking about future you, because the future you can do things that you can't. So I hope you found that idea useful. My name's Michael Dawson, the author of Quit Your Diet. I'm here to help you develop a 14-day roadmap to quitting diets forever. Membership on my website is currently free forever to you if you sign up this week at actionfactorypublishing.com. And there's a short quiz you can take around here somewhere, 12 questions to determine your level of change. Thank you so much for being here and staying this long. One final favor, if you've got any value from this conversation, a half a second to just tap on the thumbs up really means a lot, and it means a lot to the other people we can share this with and help more and more people free themselves from diets forever. Please consider subscribing so that I might pop up in your stream occasionally. And remember, lifetime membership on my website is absolutely free right now. See you in the next video.